Good evening, collective. Hi, I'm Antoinette. I just wanted to come out and put a video out. A lot of us, I don't do this anymore, but I used to. And I know a lot of people that are on my pages still do this, so I'm going to make a video about this. A lot of people, keep chasing after somebody that really doesn't care about you the way that you want them to. And if us as people would pour the love into ourselves that we seek from everybody else, our standards would raise. Because I know me over a year ago actually, I was begging begging somebody to love me, and I never really realized why I was doing that. But today I know it's because I really just didn't love me. So when you look inside yourself and realize that you are looking for something in somebody else that you should, hold inside you, your perspective will change. Because see, if you don't love you, nobody can really, how can you expect anybody else to love you? A lot of people don't realize that you're looking for something in somebody else that you should be finding in yourself. In order for somebody to love you wholeheartedly, that's something you have to hold within. A lot of people don't like to admit, but you are what you attract. So if you're attracting people who just don't care about you, it's because you really don't care about you. And if you're willing to settle for somebody who doesn't really care about you, that's even more confirmation that you don't care about you. Over a year, it took a minute, I'm not gonna lie. But today, I don't settle for shit. If anybody even attempts to waste my time, I will cut them off. I don't care who it is. I've cut off so many people over the last year that I couldn't picture my life without. Family, so-called friends, lovers. Sorry, the video cut off. Lovers. I've cut everybody off, and it's because not everybody has the heart that I have. Not everybody is willing to give the love that you're willing to give. And you have to love yourself enough to walk away from people who don't do that. And when you stay in toxic relationships, you have to realize that you're not a victim. You're a willing participant. People are only going to do those things to you as long as you allow them to. And, over a year ago, somebody I thought I couldn't live without pushed me away. And, it was honestly the best thing that could have ever really happened to me. Because, his lack of love, it did hurt. It did hurt. But today it's like the most amazing thing anyone could have ever really done for me. Because now I love me. I love me more than he ever could. And today, I trust my intuition fully. So if I start talking to somebody and my gut tells me, they're playing games, I'll cut them off. I won't talk to them ever again. If somebody disrespects me, I will cut them off and I will never talk to them again. My cutoff game has become really strong. And a lot of people think, oh, she's cruel. How can she cut off the people that she did? And, I'm not cruel. I just know my worth now. I know that I deserve what I put into people. And if they can't reappropriate that, then they gotta go. I don't care who it is. And I trust my intuition fully. I know my worth. I love me completely, flaws and all. I know that I am worthy of the love that I give. And I'm not going to settle until I get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the whole goal is to become what you expect to attract. And that means you pouring in the love that you seek from everybody else into yourself. And once you do that... Hi, Divine Masculines. Hi, my name's Antoinette. I'm here to put out a quick Divine Masculine channeling. I already got the cards laid out. And the message I got with these cards are, the Divine Masculines in my collective went through a really major loss. Whether it be, a divorce, the loss of like a family dynamic, friend group. I feel like you're realizing who the people are around you. Whether it be a wife, family, friends, work colleagues. You're realizing that you are surrounded by darkness. You're surrounded by a bunch of people who really just don't care, and maybe you thought that they did, but you're learning, you're learning that the people you thought were for you aren't at all. But karmic cycle is what I'm hearing. I feel like you had to go through these things to learn some much needed lessons. It was quite painful, but you got a lot of knowledge from it. A lot of growth came from it. Maybe some behaviors that you did in the past you're not going to do after going through what you went through. Maybe you needed to go through all this pain, is what I'm hearing, in order to transform into your higher self, which is never comfortable. However, it's very much needed. But you're realizing, look, I went through this. The Divine Masculines that I'm talking to went down the wrong road. And with that, you're realizing, hey, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. So the lessons hurt, but at the same time, you're like, hey, I can, go down my right path now. I feel like you're going to have, you either did in the past, currently, or soon to be letting a lot of people go in your life. Damn near everybody, probably. You're realizing that the people you're surrounded by just don't have your best interests at heart. And I feel like a lot of people in your life are going to try to talk you out of leaving the situation, that's coming to an end or has ended. But I feel like you're going to realize that maybe they want you to stay in a toxic situation, not because it's good for you, but because they're benefiting somehow from it, whether it be friends, family members, just any of that. But I feel like, the karmic cycle you just went through, you gained a lot of lessons, you gained a lot of knowledge. You realize that you just can't go out and do what you want to other people. You're realizing that it does come back around to you. Karma is what I heard. But at the same time, you're realizing, hey, I needed this. Yep, had this coming is what I just heard. But it's okay because you gained enlightenment from it. And a lot of people very well may be gossiping about what is going on with you, but you're realizing you don't really care what people think anymore. You're doing what you have to, you're gonna do if you aren't already, what's best for you. You know, you went down the wrong path and it was exhausting. But you're realizing, hey, you know, I needed these lessons. Now I know what not to do, what to do, who to trust, who not to trust. You're realizing you're surrounded by snakes, is what I just heard. Yeah, it was just a part of your fate. It's like going from the dark to the light is how I'm, you know, how I'm taking it. I feel like the person, this is like a wife. You're realizing that they weren't who they appeared to be at all, is what I just heard. If it pertains to like your family or friends, you're realizing that they aren't who they appear to be either. Appearances can definitely be deceiving. Might have learned that the people, you know, whether it's your wife, your family, it's like they were all working together to destroy your destiny. You were seduced. Whether, like I said before, no matter who it is, they were able to conceal who they were from you. Wearing a mask is what I'm hearing. And I feel like you were in denial about them. They were abusive to you. The person you were with was very dramatic, very vengeful. They used you. I felt like you tried to stick out the situation. You definitely tried to stick it out. But you're realizing this isn't what I want anymore. And that's okay. To go down the wrong road and learn some lessons. If you went down the wrong road, it's because you were meant to. And I feel like your divine feminine knows that. Because you guys had to separate. You guys both had to learn some much needed lessons. She very well possibly could have had to have learned like self-love is what I hear. Both of you did. It's like you met the right person at the wrong time. You guys weren't ready. What other messages do we have for the Divine Masculine? Full flip spirit, please. You were wearing a mask. You were pretending to be happy, though. What other messages for Divine Masculine? Full flip spirit. Yeah, you had to learn your self-worth. They tricked you. Your family could have very well played a part in this. Black magic, I just heard. Set up. Yeah, they wanted to destroy your destiny. I feel like when you were, in this situation, you weren't happy, but everybody around you was happy. And that should have said something to you. Because when you're happy, I feel like those people were miserable. Like when you were with your divine feminine. But when you were with your karmic, you were miserable, but everybody around you was happy, is what I'm hearing. And that should speak volumes. Which you weren't. It's like, I guess you probably didn't want to admit that these people were like this, or maybe even want to, just admit it. It's really hard to admit the people that you thought would be your number one support end up being your enemies. But you're realizing what you're passionate about, and it's not where you're at. So Spirit's asking you to go into isolation if you haven't been already. And I feel like that's when you're going to gain clarity. What else, Spirit? Service. Yeah, it was a lesson that you had to learn, like I said before. Miracle. Miracle transformation is what I just heard. Which was bittersweet, but very much needed, is what I heard. What else, Spirit, for my divine masculine? I feel like you could have been having dreams, getting signs, synchronicities that you were on the wrong path, but you were being stubborn, is what I just heard. Ignoring the signs. What else for my masculine? My collective? Yep. 1 second. Yeah, plus I went down the wrong path. A detour, but it was needed. So it's okay. Alright. Spirit, what else for my divine masculines? Alright. Any other messages? But you recovered yourself. You found yourself in all this hectic mess. You found you. And, I mean, that's okay. That's great. What else? It's hot in here. Alright, any other messages for my divine masculines? Full flip, Spirit. Yeah, you went through an ending. But it was a part of your destiny. So Spirit's asking you to trust your instincts, trust your gut. And just trust your gut. Everything will be perfect with that. You can't go wrong with trusting your gut. I feel like you've been overworking yourself to kind of stay busy, stay distracted. But Spirit's telling you need to release, the anger, the disappointment. You just need to release anything that doesn't serve your highest good. Spirit's telling you to release, and you will be happy. In the end, you will be completely thankful for it. But first, you're going to have to go through some grief, and it's okay. Feel every bit of it and release it. Don't carry it. Forgive everybody involved. I'm not saying keep them in your life at all. I'm just saying take the lessons that they taught you and forgive them and bye. Just because they played their part. They were who they needed to be so you could learn these lessons. They helped you grow, even though you're not gonna look at it right away like that. I feel like in time you will. You'll be like, oh, okay. You know, the person who refused to love me the way that I deserved to love forced me into showing me that I need to love me. And yeah, you'll see your self-worth. You'll feel like a brand new person. You persevered through a lot. You really did. But you had faith that the scales would be balanced and you would end up... This says soulmate, but I heard twin flame. I feel like for the longest time, you were confused. Might have been stuck in the victim mentality. But you're realizing that got you nowhere. What other messages? Any other messages for my... I feel like you want to go towards your feminine, but you're afraid to be rejected. Because you're carrying guilt. But don't. Because your feminine knows that you guys both needed time apart. It wasn't time for you guys to be together. Maybe she didn't even know that right away, but hey, it was much needed on both sides. Okay, anything else? And don't just think you're the only one learning lessons, you know. Every day, everybody has lessons to learn. You might be feeling very insecure. And people really might be talking about everything you're going through. But don't worry about it. Because the people who are talking about your misery really don't matter, and they really don't care about you anyway. Anything else? I don't even know what I got. I got some chips, but I have like... Just choose forgiveness. Let go. And forgive. Don't carry that with you. Just accept the lessons that it taught you and just let it go. Oh, my bad. All right, Devine masculines. So I'm just going to give you some sound advice. Just choose you. You know, especially with a messy situation, whether it be like toxic family or a toxic marriage ending or anything like that. Just choose you. You know, love you. Realize everything was meant to happen. Everything unfolds the way as it should. And this is just something that had to happen. It's going to be okay. Sending love and light your way. Have a great night, Devine masculines. I hope you have an amazing night and get some sleep. Bye, my loves.